Senior season, how does it feel to finally reach that point of your career?
I mean, I'm really excited. Like, you kind of, as a freshman, you kind of dream about this moment. Like, you kind of ask yourself throughout your entire career, like, where you're going to be in the next 4 or 5, however many years. And, like, being here, like, and finally, like, knowing where I'm at, like, I'm really content. I'm really happy with where I'm at as a person and a player. So, it's really exciting for me.
And obviously, you've grown as a player from the start of the college career to now, but talk about your growth from when you first got here at Arizona to this point right now.
Oh man, I mean, it's night and day, really. I mean, when I first got here, it's just like I had to sit out, so like I had to, find myself, really, like not just, it was more so like just off the court stuff, like like trying to figure out life again. I can't play in games, so and then the first year that I played, it was more so finding myself as a player again, like like just kind of figuring out like where do I want to, like who am I now, being at a different school, coming from Oklahoma, I'm not the same person or player. And then the year after that, it was like, okay, now I'm comfortable, like this is, I'm starting to find myself and get a feel for things. And now this year it's league year, like this year is like, okay, I know where I'm at, I know what I bring to the table. Now it's time to show Arizona and the world what I can do. So yeah.
And you made a massive jump from that first year playing that you were talking about, kind of finding your way, to the second season last year of really being in the rotation and being that starting point guard. And just statistically, you took a huge jump everywhere. How do you add to what you did last season?
I mean, just now looking from last season, just looking at those areas where, I can improve in all areas, what I mean? Like shooting ability, consistency, from outside arc shooting, and being a dog on defense, getting more steals, getting more assists, finding different ways where I can get my teammates involved and make them also successful as well on the court. So, I mean, I think I've put the work in, and I'm really excited to show everybody what I can do this year.
Obviously, you've been in the same shoes as Brandon Warren in terms of being that transfer that comes in. How do you make them feel comfortable here at Arizona? How do you integrate, transfers into a program?
I mean, I think they're doing a great job, first of all, integrating, coming in here and putting things together, and like, I would say the only difference between my experience and their experience is that I had to sit out for a year. Mm-hmm. They get to come straight in here and, kind of build momentum off of where they already were at. And I think the one great thing about it is that with our system and how we play here, and the research we've done, how they play will fit great here, and they'll have the freedom to, be themselves and be free on the court. So I'm really excited about that. I know they're really excited, and it should be a great year. So.
And then you guys have added a really deep and talented recruiting class. Can you just talk about the talent level from when you first arrived here at Arizona to where it is now? Seeing the change.
It's they're beyond their years. Like, they're very talented freshmen, and like the next 3 years from now, like they're going to be very, very, very talented people. They're already very talented. So I mean, I'm really excited for them. A lot of the fans don't get to see them play this year because they're all capable of going on the court and producing, every single one of them from top to bottom. So I'm really excited for them, and I'm really excited for Arizona to see what they can do.
And with so much turnover on the roster, how do you guys gel ahead of the season? I mean, usually that seems like a bad thing for most programs, but in this case, it seems like a positive for you guys.
I mean, you can really thank a day for that, finding the right recruits, advertising, this place as somewhere that people want to come and play in, and play for her. So, like, I mean, what was the...
How do you get a roster to gel when you have that much turnover?
I would say just time. It's going to take patience, and I feel like even with the turnover rate, I mean, it's the same thing every team is going through every year. Like, we're all going through, the process of having new teammates come in, figuring each other out and trying to gel together, not just on the court, but off the court as well, learning each other as people. I feel like the bigger or the greater the relationship you have with somebody off the court personally, you can build that onto the court, we all want to be best friends, and that will help us, on the court, playing together, knowing each other. But yeah, right now I think we're doing a pretty good job with that. I like where we're at, but it's going to be a process. It's going to take time. We don't hit our peak, so most teams don't hit their peak until like closer to the end of the season. So I hope people can be patient with us and be patient with that, and we're going to be extremely patient as well. So.
And how excited are you to finally have a season where, because at the beginning of last year there was still some COVID restrictions. Now there isn't, and it should be like a normal basketball setting.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. COVID, I mean, it was a very serious thing going on, but I think, you know, there's definitely more measures put in place now. Where we're more comfortable with, you know, how things are going to be handled moving forward, and now we can kind of play a little more freely and, you know, just kind of live a little more freely. So I'm really excited for that. And like now at this point, it's just like we can do what we want. We can't do what we want to do, but like you know, it's a regular season, so like
yeah, the fans,
you know, we can enjoy travel and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for that. It's been a long time.
Definitely. What's something that you've been really focusing on this off season to improve your game? I know you said you want to improve everywhere, but what's one specific thing that you've been working on?
Consistency with my outside shooting around the arc. I mean, like I would think that's the only thing that takes me from being good to great, you know, and I think that's something that me and the coaches have really focused on developing, you know, going back down to the basics, you know, starting from, you know, reinventing, kind of fixing my form so that, you know, my technique is better. And now that we've done that, now it's just about consistency, getting as many shots up, feeling as comfortable as possible when I go on the court, and, you know, it's time for me to show out. So I'm really excited with where I'm at, and I think that moving forward, I think I'm really excited for Arizona to see the work I put in the off season. So.
I know you only spent one season with her, and it was a shortened season, but with Ari coming back to the program and that recruiting role, how excited were you to know that?
I'm really excited for her to be here. I mean, like, she's around here and there and stuff like that. She has work in the office that she has to do, but you know, having that just kind of like extra ear, somebody can ask advice to, you know, that experience, her playing at the next level, the level I want to get to, the level we all want to get to. I mean, I think it's a really great asset to have. You know, I look up to her, we all look up to her, so like having that kind of expertise here, like I feel like it's gonna go a really long way for me.
And then I forgot about one more transfer in Jada coming over from ASU. Jade, yeah, my bad, Jade. But having that experience with somebody that has played in this conference, knows the grind of the Pac-12, what does that do for your guys' roster?
I mean, it just adds more experience. Like, I mean, you have experience with the returners, me, obviously, Lauren, Lena, Kate, but to have somebody from a different team, a different perspective come in now, I think it only just adds to the different strengths that we have as a team. We have a little bit of experience, we have a little bit of flair, we have a little bit of, you know, we have great incoming freshmen coming in who are well beyond their years, like I said before. So, I mean, once we start to gel, like, completely, I feel like the sky's the limit for this team, honestly, so.
And I remember last year, I think it was the ASU game up in Tempe, where she had 20-something points, and then you guys did a good job defensively on her here in Tucson. But what makes her such a dynamic scorer?
I mean, I feel like one thing about her game that is really good, I would say, like, when she goes up to elevate on her shots, she like really gets up there, which can make it really difficult to stop. I think how she elevates the team, like you said, I feel like she adds scoring, which is something that we desperately needed going into this new season. You know, having more threats, more options on the court. And so I'm really excited about her being here and what we all are. And I think that, like I said before, if we can just, once we put the pieces together and start clicking on the court, playing together and getting into games and stuff like that, I think the sky's the limit, honestly.
And then, even though you guys have all this talent coming in, do you still kind of take that underdog mentality? Because there is the roster change, so maybe people aren't looking at you guys when they should be, but you gotta take that underdog mentality going into this year.
100%. Like, that underdog mentality is what got us to a Final Four. Like, you know, always playing with something to prove, a chip on your shoulder. You should always play with a chip on your shoulder. So yeah, we're always going to be the underdogs in our eyes. We're going to play like the underdogs because you want that extra chip when we play on this court here. So I think that that's something that we've embraced. You know, it's a new team, like you said, this year, and we got to prove ourselves just like every other team in this country. So I think I'm really excited about that. We're all excited about that, and you know, I think the season's going to be a great one.